What's up guys, Jorge Contreras here, and in today's video I want to share with you some strategies on how to stay motivated during difficult and challenging times. Now here's what I've learned in all of my years in life and in business is that the only thing that is constant is change, and our ability to adapt and pivot is what's going to create your experience in life. So if you are going through a difficult time or a challenging time and you want to learn how to shift and how to pivot and how to stay motivated, make sure you guys stick around to the end of this video. Let's jump right in. Number one is that you need to have a deep emotional why that you are connected to, such that it keeps you motivated, inspired, and driven to take massive action towards your goals. So my why is my wife, my daughter, my mom, my family, to be able to create and provide an amazing life for my family. So anytime when things are getting tough and things are challenging, and believe me, they are. Every once in a while, I experience some bumps in the road. I feel like I'm going up a mountain and it's an uphill battle. And then I think of my why. I think of my daughter and how the way I live my life is going to set an example on how she can live her life. And hey, how does daddy handle situations and problems when things get tough? And because my why is so enormous, I will never quit on the people that I love, and I will never let them down. And so that keeps me inspired, motivated, and driven to continue to take massive action towards our goals so that we can create an impact in this world and live a fulfilled life. So number one is find out what your why is. It cannot be anything materialistic. It can't be a Lamborghini. It can't be a house. It can't be to have a certain amount of money, because guess what? Once you get those things, you still won't be happy. So number one, it has to be something that cannot be replaced, like your family, like your children, your parents, a bigger cause, an organization, a nonprofit, something that is way bigger than you. The second thing is you always have to be asking yourself, where are the opportunities? And even during difficult times like right now, you want to ask yourself, where can I pivot? Where are the opportunities? So for example, at the beginning of 2020, we experienced Corona, and a lot of people, almost 40 million people, have filed for unemployment. But guess where there is opportunities? On the internet. So even during the stay-at-home orders, you could launch a social media business where you offer online marketing for brick and mortar business or online businesses. You could offer coaching and consulting and take your knowledge and experience and teach people how to build a business online. I saw people selling face masks during the Rona to people that needed them. So you see, as long as you ask yourself the right questions, you will get better answers. If you keep asking yourself, why am I experiencing these challenges? What did I do to deserve these difficulties? You're gonna get the wrong answers. You wanna ask yourself during the difficult times, how can I pivot? Where are the opportunities? How can I afford it? How can I do something different? Just like Albert Einstein once said, doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result is insanity. So if you want a different result, you gotta try different things. So it doesn't matter how difficult or how challenging things get, you always wanna be looking for the opportunities. Let me give you another example. In 2008 and 2009, we had the Great Recession. Millions of people lost their homes, and it was a very sad and unfortunate situation. On the other side, there were a lot of opportunities a few years later where you could buy real estate at a discount. So for example, in 2012, I bought my first property for $240,000. And then 8 years later, from 2012 to 2020, I was able to sell that property for almost triple the price of what I paid. So I asked myself during uncertainty and during difficult times where the opportunities were, and I found them, because I truly believe in the philosophy of ask, believe, and receive. Number three is you have to have goals, and I've talked about this in my videos. If you imagine a boat at the dock station with no motor, no captain, no direction, that boat will be in the exact same place 5 years later. So if you want to be in a different place 6 months from now, 12 months from now, 5 and 10 years later, you need to have goals. You need to write them down, and more importantly, you've got to take massive action on those goals. You want to create a POA, which stands for Plan of Action. And then every single day, ask yourself, what can I do today to get me one step closer to my goals? And number 4 is to smash the like button so that you can help the YouTube algorithm. It truly makes a big difference. So thanks in advance for making that thumbs up turn blue. Number 4 is environment. I've learned that human beings, animals, and plants, we have all adapted to our environment for survival. You look at some of the animals that can only live in the cold, in the winter, in the snow, and other animals that only can live and survive in the heat. And again, if you were to put those animals in the opposite, they might start dying at the beginning, but over time, they will learn how to adapt. Us as human beings are no different. If you surround yourself with people that are always bringing you down, right? You could just imagine that there is a bucket of crabs and there's a crab trying to get out of the bucket, but then these other crabs below start bringing them down. And if you're surrounded by friends and even family that are utilizing this crab effect, where instead of elevating you and pushing you up to get out of the bucket, to get out of your comfort zone, to go and accomplish your goals, and they are actually pulling you down, you've got to change your environment, because in order to attract the right people into your life, you gotta first let go of the wrong people in your life. There's also that saying that you are the average of the 5 people that you surround yourself the most with. And what that means is that if you surround yourself with 5 people that are always whining, complaining, and that are never doing good financially because they always want something else to change rather than them make a change in themselves, then guess what? You will be that next broke person as well. But if you surround yourself with 5 people that are all millionaires, it's only a matter of when, not a matter of if, you'll become a millionaire too, because you adapt and become like your environment. This is why it's very important to always surround yourself with people that support you, encourage you, people that fan air to your fire and make your fire bigger. You know, as I mentioned in some of my other videos, I grew up in an environment of drugs, gangs, and alcohol. And for many years after my dad passed away from alcohol when I was 12 years old, I surrounded myself with people that were always smoking, drinking, ditching school, and then eventually they started stealing cars and ended up in jail. And for a long time, I was going down that pathway as well. And in my 7th grade, substitute teacher, Mr. Parcell, said, Jorge, you don't have to follow the same patterns. You don't have to live the same life. If you change your environment and you change your friends, you can set a new standard for your siblings, your younger siblings. You could change your life and you can change the world. He said, but you need to first change your environment. And that's what I did. I let go of the wrong friends in my life so I can make room for new friends into my life that would inspire me and motivate me to be better. And this is a very difficult one, because sometimes we have a family member that is actually not a good example for us. And I'm not saying to completely let go of that relationship. That's not what I'm saying. But you need to prioritize yourself first and fill up your cup. Because if you stick around relationships that are unhealthy and toxic, it's only a matter of time before they also bring you down. So if you truly love and care about them, my suggestion is start surrounding yourself with people that have the result and outcome that you want in your life. And then that will actually allow you to help everybody else in your circle of family and friends. And the last one here, number 5, is making progress every day. This is one of my favorite ones. Just as Les Brown once said, you don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to get started to be great. One of my personal favorite philosophies is focus on progress, not perfection. Just ask yourself, what can I do today to help me become 1% better than I was yesterday? And if every day you become slightly better, 1% better, in 12 months you will be unrecognizable. If you can just imagine an airplane going from LAX to JFK, and if that airplane is off by 1 degree, you cannot tell the difference at the beginning. But by the time that airplane would have arrived to JFK, it might end up an hour away in the wrong destination, because over time that gap becomes bigger and bigger and better. And so if you change your life by 1 degree, by 1% today, after this video, in 6 and 12 months, you will be a completely new person with a different life and a new mindset. Here's another pointer for number 5. A lot of people focus on perfection. They want to get it right. They want to know everything before they can do anything, and they end up not taking action at all because they judge themselves and they feel like it's not worthy and it's not perfect and it's not ready and they're never going to be good enough. And so that keeps them from actually taking action. But I always ask myself, if you just take one step in front of the other and one step in front of the other, just take small, consistent action every day. And like an example, if you're somebody that wants to lose weight and you take 10 steps tomorrow, and then the next day you take 20 steps, and then 40 steps, and then maybe a week later you walk for 10 minutes around your block, and you just add a little bit every day. 3 months from now, you're going to be doing miles, and it's not going to feel like a lot of work because that consistent and persistent action every day will form a new habit, and your mindset and body will adapt to that experience. So just to recap, make sure you have an emotional and deep why that is going to push you moving forward every single day. Always ask yourself, what are the opportunities right now during difficult and challenging times? What are some of the goals? Write it down and then take consistent action every day. Make sure that you let go of some of those wrong people in your life so you can make room for the right people in your life so that you can have a healthier and more positive environment. And then finally, make progress every day. Small, consistent action every single day. Again, water breaks through rocks in a river, not because of its strength, but because of its consistency and persistency. With that being said, everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, make sure you guys smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification, and make sure you guys follow me on Instagram where I post content every single day. And if there's another habit that you like that has worked for you, make sure you add it in the comments below. And if you guys have any questions about anything I shared today, I will make sure to respond to all of your comments. Just add your questions in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time.